The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Anthony Dorsett, DeMontre Moore, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are. It's that time right here from the SWBC podcast studio in Frisco, Texas, headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Game. Got the Pit Panther, Anthony Dorsett here.
Ooh,
got Trey Moore of the College Football Playoff Battle, 7th seeded Texas A&M Fighting Aggies.
Whoop.
Newy Scruggs.
Yes, sir. Hall of Famer.
We short one today.
Barry Church.
Big Money Church.
Hey, man, on that daddy daycare duty, man. Got to do what you got to do when you got them kiddos, man.
Yes, sir.
That time of the year, man. Getting that vitamin C. Use them hand sanitizers.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Get some ginger ale. Get some ginger ale, man.
That's that old school remedy.
I'm from that era, man.
So ginger ale, and then my mom would make Dr. Pepper. She'd warm it up.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be another one right there. Yeah, man.
I ain't heard about those.
Put a little lemon in that Dr. Pepper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yes, this time of the year, man, you need the remedies, how you take care of things.
That sounds like some hot Dr. Pepper. That sounds like right through you. It's going to go right through you.
It is what it is, man. Make it do what it do.
Got to.
Do. Make it do what it do.
So, congratulations, Trey. You were the only one who picked the Chargers last night. End up winning. And all I could just say to myself is, if you're the Cowboys, how are you not just continuing to kick yourself about these opportunities? Philadelphia is letting you back in, and you're not doing your part to take it.
Yeah. It's a double-headed
Very
sword,
true.
man.
Very true.
When you sit there and look at what's going on, you sit there and say, man, you talk about those games, but the thing that you would think make you think about this right now is also the same thing that kind of make you complacent, like to say, oh, we're still in this. We still got a shot. Like, it's not putting, like, that pressure on you to actually say, hey, man, let's go ahead and take over with this. Like, you're still giving them that hopium.
But they said that last week before Detroit. And it was like, okay, we got it. We know what we got to do. We got to lock in, yada, yada. It didn't happen.
You evened out this week.
Well, I mean, and unfortunately, we already know the Cowboys can put up points for pretty much everybody. Mm-hmm. And the sad part about it is they can't stop what's going on the other side of the ball. So we can't stop people. They can't stop people from putting points on them. And watching and seeing what's going on with Philly right now, just like you said, leaving that door open. I mean, and it ain't wide open, but it's cracked. You know what I mean? And so with this being said, with the Cowboys having we got 4 games left this year?
4 games. Got to win out.
Hey, I know that the Chargers was looked at as possibly being one of those games that was going to be the tough one. But now with them looking like they did last night, the Vikings game and this Charger game, hey, they might not see 10 wins at all.
What'd you think, Louie? I wish BC was here to combat you on that one.
I mean, he got the hopium.
He got the hopium, but like
I don't, because I've just seen it too many times, man.
Yeah,
I've just seen it too many times that they're gonna find this team just finds a way to let you down.
Yeah, they
just do, man. They find a way to let you down. I mean, the Lions game, man, I was all in on it. What'd I say? 30-21.
Mm-hmm.
BC had it. Cowboys 28-24. AD, you had the Cowboys 30-20. Three of the 4 of us, you Trey, you went with Detroit. We're like, here, we're buying it. Okay, and what do we get? Not only do you lose, they score 44 points. We thought the defense was turned around. You've got Jake Ferguson turning the football over. Mm-hmm. Got Devontae Turpin once again. My bad on a punt.
Emmys.
You've got George Pickens not playing his best football game, which became a whole big circus right there. CeeDee Lamb, who was having a great game, gets a concussion. He's knocked out of the game. Your tackles are once again making you say, oh, my gosh, you'll kill Dak Prescott for the season. So all of these things are right here and just like, man, why do I do this to myself? Why? If you're a kid, I know I'm not losing.
It was different this year because now I have been a part of it too as well because living in Dallas, growing up a Cowboy fan, and it's one of those type of things like we all know, like that's a hard love affair to shake for some reason. I can't say what it is about the Cowboys, but once you're a fan, you tend to be a long-term fan. And you know, it's they had momentum this year. It wasn't just hopium that you was on this year. They actually had some momentum. You know, the defense was looking good. The George Pickens was doing some stuff. You know, so it was a trend that you was on. It wasn't just the normal like, oh, it's just hype train. No, it had some momentum. It was looking different.
But I come back into this. You know, I said before the year, you know, when Church is like they're gonna win 10 games, not win 10 games. I said they were not winning 10 games. I didn't have this as a playoff team. But then here I go.
Wait,
But you wouldn't
Look under the
know.
hood.
hey, was it not winning 10 games with Micah or after the Micah thing?
With Micah, still didn't have a winning 10 games, didn't have him making the playoffs. Because when I looked at Micah, my thing was he's not enough. He's, you know, you won some games with him last year. So he's not enough because the back end was an issue.
Right.
Yeah.
I had question marks about the linebackers. I just didn't know it would be this bad. So I had this as a seven win team. I didn't have them win. And not knowing what Brian Schottenheimer was going to bring as a head coach, what Clayton Adams was going to bring you as a offensive coordinator, and knowing that Matt Eberflus was coming back as your defensive coordinator who wants to have a dominant 3 technique, and you didn't have that. So when I looked at it, I was like, this doesn't compute. And I thought Washington was going to come back and have a better year. I thought Philadelphia. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to be up to snuff in their own division. So,
But even with them not being up to snuff, what's the old saying? The same thing that can make you laugh, make you cry. When you think about it, the stuff that they've been doing is the same stuff that they gave you hope. The wild plays, like, let's be real. George Pickens did what he's been doing all year. Like, he's been catching like that. He's been running with the ball like that. He's been making those excited plays. And now that you get exposed, like, you know how it is, AD. What did they say? Oh, this is good until it's not good. Like, and that's what's been happening right now. George he's been having those type of ball security issues all throughout the year. The defense has been what it's been. It's been spotty at best. Dak has been up and down, and so those same things. I was a week off when I made that prediction a couple weeks ago. I said, man, watch. I said, you know what Dallas always do? They do real good, and watch. They gonna go out here and beat the Eagles. They might even manage to beat KC. I thought they were gonna lose to KC, and the glass slipper would have fell off, but it fell off the week afterwards. This is the time and time again.
So where I got fooled one more time is here's Detroit, a winning team. Having its own issues, but still a winning team. The Cowboys on the road against winning teams, the record is bad. It's like 3 for 12, and that, you know, it's been a case where they just don't get it done. Yeah. And within this game at Ford Field in Detroit, they were their own worst enemy. Detroit let you stay here in the football game, and you did your part to obliterate your chances. And then watching Philly last night do their part to just lose again, and you just shake your head like, okay. And that's where I kind of kick myself, like, why do you do this?
But that's where you see the difference between good teams and teams that are okay. Like when
a team I didn't think would win 10 games. This is it.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
They are who you thought they were. Right. You should have stayed with your first mindset. And it's like, what have they done to prove to you at this point? And don't get me wrong, the pieces were there. The little things were there. But it was the
3 games, though.
It just ain't been built.
But what you see within the 3 games? You saw them go to Vegas after the first game since Marshawn Nealon's passing, play together, get it done. Yes, Vegas is bad, one of the worst teams, but you went there and you got it done on the road. You go and you take care of Philadelphia. Okay, you take care of you're down double digits, come back, win the game. Then 4 days later, you're ready for Kansas City. You get it done there. With the opportunity, I'm in the locker room. I'm talking to guys. Okay, they get it. Hey, they see it.
So this is,
and then
you know what this feels like. Right? You know, you get a chance to marinate some meat, right? And it sits for a few days, and then once you're ready to cook it, that taste is changed. It's like a different thing than you bought. All right,
turkey brine, baby. Put that brine on that turkey. Got it all that's going, ready to go.
The Cowboys, they ain't marinating. They haven't marinated yet. The culture hasn't changed yet. You know, the momentum changed, and so. Like I said, like we got caught up in what we thought was a transitional phase, and the hopium and the momentum as well. Like I'm gonna go back to it. Like it gave us something to cheer for. It gave us something to be optimistic for. And as we sit in here every day and talk about them, of course we want them to be successful and do well. So it's one of those type of things, just like what you're saying, Nui. We got to take those blinders off. All right, we got here for a little bit, okay, and we got to stay here.
I got stuck back here. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say that because I'm gonna bump that ship a little bit because the culture, I think, has changed. Like, when have in past you seen a player-friendly coach, like a guy that's actually bringing the energy there and galvanizing his troop? Like, you're starting to see that with Shotty. You see them bringing in the 3 techniques to
your
where
your record is what your record
your
says
record is what your record says you are. But since Quinn Williams has been here, they have been in a winning fashion. They lost these couple of games that are key games at the end, but since Quinn Williams has been here, those pieces that they add, you've seen a new defense.
So tell me where the culture changed that, because they're not winning the games that they need to win or they're supposed to win. So
they did
the
technically.
Culture shift.
They won those 2 games. You asked.
There was games before those two as well.
Quinn Williams wasn't here though.
Hey, is the culture change because of a player or because of what Shotty is implementing?
Both.
Well, so Shotty started it first. Okay, Quentin Williams was the surprise, or more or less. That definitely was a big surprise.
Yeah.
So that was just to add it to it. But the whole thing started, if we're talking about culture shift, Shotty started it, okay?
Yeah, he did.
Quentin added to it. So before Quentin got here, there were games that the Cowboys were supposed to win or should have won too as well. And they just didn't perform.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But then also in that same thing, first of all, with culture shifts, it's not overnight. Like what they say, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Thank you for making my point.
I'm not making that point though, because I'm still talking about it. When you sit there and say Rome wasn't built in a day, you can still see the foundation blocks. You can go over there and say, hey, there's a building being built over there. What they build in Universal Studios out there, we can see that they already broke ground on it. You broke ground on it by the Green Bay game.
All right, so
the Green Bay game was groundbreaking?
Stay there, Trey. What you're saying. A loss to Carolina.
Yes.
A loss to Arizona.
Yes.
These are games where you're like, really? You let them get away? This was happening under Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
This was happening under Jason Garrett, where you look up one day, you're like, wait a minute, how do you lose this kind of game? And the Denver game, what's changed? You still go out to Denver and they tagging you like a stepchild. You're not even competitive. No. This has happened under several coaches now, where you just simply say different coach, but the same result, where the Cowboys just don't get it done. Hey. And so I'm telling you, I had already said, man, I'm not doing it. I said for the years, not a playoff team. Then all of a sudden they win 3 games, and I'm believing it. I'm in the locker room. They're selling it to me. Yeah. And then I go see the Detroit game, and I'm like, Trey, 44 points by a team that was struggling.
Yeah.
Struggling, where the head coach is like, man, give me the play sheet. I mean, they have, as an organization this year, it's been a letdown from losing the 2 coordinators.
Yeah.
I mean, Detroit was right here to be had. And even within the game, they didn't play that well. Mm-hmm. And still threw 44 on you. And you were out here shooting yourself in the foot. Like, what are you doing? Jake Ferguson, this is another fumble. Like, dude, what do we do? How many? Cavante Turpin out here once again. You 2 weeks in a row, you out here calling for fair catch, and you can't do that against a team in their building, and they're winning. Amon-Ra St. Brown, dude hurt.
Yeah,
didn't look hurt to me. You playing 12 yards off the coverage, and this guy. I mean, there was just so many things. We just like, my gosh.
What I saw.
What's changed, Trey? We keep seeing this happen.
Yeah. So they broke ground. I can't tell you how many times people break ground and then don't nothing happen after that. They done lost the funding or something didn't happen or whatever. And so, true indeed, they broke ground. Yeah. But after that, there was a hiccup in the rest of the situation.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hiccup because it's still You were the guy at the beginning of the season that kept talking about, "Hey, Micah's not here. The carpenter doesn't have his tools." That's Newey's. That's Newey's quote.
That wasn't
and then,
me.
no, you did say that. Hey, guys, this team with Micah was supposed to be one way, and without Micah, you were giving.
I was like Newey.
You were giving the.
I didn't give him 10 wins this season.
I didn't give them 10 wins either, but you also said that you made the excuse to say, hey, because they don't have Micah, like this is a rebuilding year. In a rebuilding year, nobody expected 10 wins, but when the offense came out and was the number one offense, it was like, oh, snap, they might be in playoff contentions with these little things. So when I say that they broke ground and they showed you there's some opponents that they have played tough, but they haven't been able to take that final leap. It just doesn't happen like that.
Here's what hasn't changed. There's still a team that can't beat good teams. They beat one team with a winning record right now, Philadelphia. And look at them right now on the struggle bus. But you go back and look at these wins. Giants, where they at?
They started off hot at the beginning of the season.
Where they at right now? Okay.
They started off hot at the end of the season.
About to be eliminated.
At the beginning of the season.
Fired the head coach. So okay, then you beat the Jets. Okay, last place team, new coach, problem there. You beat Washington. That team is on the struggle bus. They're not good.
They are now. At that time when they beat Washington, they wasn't struggling Washington. Wasn't like.
But you beat a team that's got a losing record. You beat the Raiders. Well on their way to seeing if they're gonna get a top 3 pick. You beat Philly, one team with a winning record. One team. You beat Kansas City. Kansas City might win their division. They're not who they were. So this is what the Cowboys have been under Schottenheimer. It's really what they were under McCarthy. What they really were under Jason Garrett. You're a team that can beat some bad teams, but when it comes to beating good teams, you can't beat them on the road, and sometimes you'll get them at home. This is a problem. At some point in time, man, they got to fix this thing if they want to go where they believe they can go. We got to take our break right here, get our first break. I'm going to let you respond, Trey.
I got you.
Trey Moore is going to respond next, along with Anthony Dorsett. I'm Newey Scruggs. This Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming on DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Crown Royal and the Dallas Cowboys are bringing back the Royal Rig for Season 2. See it in action at AT&T Stadium on Thanksgiving Day, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Kansas City Chiefs, and around Dallas on November 26th and November 28th. Visit crownroyal.com to see where else the Royal Rig is stopping this NFL season. That's crownroyal.com. Please drink responsibly.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Returning for the 2025 NFL season, Boss reunites with the Dallas Cowboys to drop the next chapter of their iconic collaboration. The Boss Cowboys collection fuses fashion and football once again, capturing the fearless spirit of what it means to be your own boss. Just in time for kickoff, gear up in standout styles that show your team pride with a bold edge. Available now at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys Nation, Tom Gibson has been named your 2025 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, for his dedication to the team and spicing up the game. Vote for Tom to be named the ultimate NFL Fan of the Year at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
Thank you, Tom. Trey Moore.
Mr. Gibson.
Yes,
out there
sir.
getting it.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Pit Panther, Anthony Dorsett here. Newey Scruggs, Players Lounge brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. Okay, Trey, you were making your point before the break.
Yes. So what I was saying with the whole culture thing you seeing the ground and seeing the momentum. You seen the culture change with Dak coming in there and being able to put up the numbers that he was. When you say that the culture just doesn't change overnight. They've been into these games. These games that they have lost, they haven't been major, think in my head. They haven't been major losses like that. Like, it's been right there in the fight. And you were like, hey, if you just have a little bit, they were blowing out, except maybe 2. But a lot of those games were close. That first Eagle game, that wasn't a winnable game.
Arizona at home.
But that's Arizona.
You ain't beat Arizona.
That's okay. That's one team this season. There's plenty of people that you can beat. But
Trey. Okay, that's where I got.
Okay, where?
You here at Arizona? Okay, at this point in time, November 3rd, you needed this game. Needed it. And they came out here, teamed and whooped your tail. They ain't lost 10 of 11 games right now, but they got you.
Mm-hmm.
What's changed? Because this is what they were doing before. And then the week before, the Broncos tore you up.
And then what happened? They got
on a bye.
You got to, when I say it changed, you brought in a new head coach that you see the energy. When people were like, oh, I'm starting to see it. You even said it. I'm starting to think this might be a Cowboys team that's changed. It wasn't, you didn't just all of a sudden say, hey, I got on the hopium train. It took 3-4 weeks for you to finally say, hey, Barry, might be over here.
3 wins.
And that was just because of Shoddy and what he did, come in here and the pieces with George Pickens. Now, once you make the trade and you get Quentin Williams in here, Kenny Clark in here, that's when the defense was like, oh, snap, we're starting to see this. They're beating the former Super Bowl champion 2 teams to where you see that going there, and that's going up. It's not going to just turn overnight to say, hey, we instantly, because Jerry has said it, we're not one player away. We're not this away, but we are multiple pieces away. They haven't gradually got better.
So they beat the former Super Bowl teams that aren't the same teams at all. All right, Kansas City is on the outside looking in. Philly is self-destructing from the inside. All right, so those teams that the Cowboys beat, if they was the same teams they played from last year, wouldn't have been W's. They wouldn't have been. And so what we saw with Shoddy was we saw an offense that was able to put up numbers that it wasn't putting up before. But on the defensive side of the ball, we didn't see a lot of change besides up front, 5-man front. Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark getting here. But the secondary was still in shambles and still is showing that it's in shambles. Mm-hmm. So based off of that, like, nah, bro.
It's building, and that's building. It's not who one. Let's call a spade a spade. The secondary is in shambles because they have no leader back there. The DBs that they have you got guys out there that's complaining, getting concussions at home. You got guys saying, hey, we don't believe in the scheme instead of just playing football. But that same scheme, when Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark come in here and they say, hey, we're just going to play ball, we seen them go make those plays in there.
You keep proving my point.
How am I proving
with the whole thing with the culture? You every time you say it, first you said it's changing, then you said, well, it ain't changing.
No, I didn't say I said it's building there. I said it's breaking ground. I said it's changing. It's not changing like you think it is, but it's changing.
In order for them to get those W's and win those games that they need to win, it doesn't need to just be a break ground situation. It needs to be a change situation. And so what we thought was we actually thought, I'm going to go back to it again, with the momentum, we thought that it was actually the wheels were rolling, all right? And what we got was like some good games, and they beat some teams, but it's not a true culture shift yet.
So you lose to Arizona in an embarrassing fashion at home, 27-17. You got the bye week. Unfortunately, Marshawn Nealon passed away. You win 3 straight. This Detroit game, I'm in the locker room, and the guys like Dak, this is a playoff game because you got 2 teams right here. Here are the Lions 7-5, and here you are 6-5-1. You both know you need it because of the way these tiebreakers are going, and the Cowboys had already lost NFC games. That they like to the Panthers in Chicago. That you're gonna need to win this tiebreaker right here. They got handled, man. 44 points. Detroit scored 17 points in the fourth quarter on you. So when I tell you, and I'm like, man, this is the same stuff because this is what they've been doing under now under Schottenheimer. You've been doing it under McCarthy. When you need it to happen, it's all up against the line. People sitting around here talking to me about, man, that's what we're going to do, It was like when they had to go face the 49ers and Tank Lowe a couple years ago, hey, man, we're going to get our get back. Well, it wasn't no get back. They got back and beat you down one more time. It ain't changing, bro. It's the same thing. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm still going to fight back on that because with Detroit, when they got Dan Campbell in there, people was like, oh, snap. It's a different style coach that came in there to what they typically had in the past. That first year he got there, it was like, well, they're still Detroit. You got a little hopium over there. But then all of a sudden, that next year, they had the building blocks to where they just took off. Right now, you have the building blocks.
To you to compare the Lions' first year under Dan Campbell when they did not have talent, and Brad Holmes went out and started to acquire the talent.
They had some talent there.
This is not where this Cowboys team is, in my opinion, in terms of talent. I think those are two different situations. I think the Detroit was, hey, we're clearing this deck here. We're trying to make it work. The Cowboys already have building blocks, and Jerry, like, this ain't no rebuilding year. We're trying to build on what we got. I think it's two totally different situations you're trying to compare in the first year, in my opinion, between what the head coaches were working with.
Exactly. One, Detroit had building blocks, but even if with them to have less and for you to have more, they didn't have. So who was there on that roster? Let me look that up. But the whole point of the argument, to just stay on topic, regardless, even if they didn't have the roster that they have, if the Cowboys have more of a better roster right now, Shoddy is coming in doing the things that you saying. You don't think they can make a significant jump based off of the pieces that they have if they keep their key free agents this year?
If we sit up here and watch them win 3 straight, and here it is what they've termed a playoff game, and they go and give up 44 points on a Thursday night, and you picked against the Cowboys, the only one to do it, and you were correct. And if I sit up here and Dorsett and I'm like, dude, it's the same old thing. Ain't nothing really changed. This is what you have been as an organization now for a number of years and a number of coaches. When it comes down to getting it done against a good team on the road, you let down. You still can't get it done. 44 points.
And you still have the building blocks there. You have a good offensive coach that has Dak rolling. You bring back George Pickens. You got all 3 D tackles lined up. All you have to do.
So you're on next season. And so we talk about this.
Did I not say? I said it's groundbreaking.
We're talking about the window for this season. We're talking about the actuality, the factuality,
right
them not performing.
That's what we're
now.
No, y'all moved the conversation. I sat there and said the whole point. You said you're talking about now, and I said, hey, I'm just going to say that you can't be so harsh on them and say that they don't have a building block or a foundation for next year. I didn't say nothing about this year. We all know this. That's why I made the 10-bet season. But as far as next year, with the roster that they have, they bring George Pickens back, I would be one of those guys that would say 10 at the beginning of the season.
So then he and I are lost. Because we lost because we thought you were talking about this season right now. You saying Shoddy's got this thing.
No, I was talking about next year. Because I've already told y'all I don't think they're going to win out. Like the glass slipper that came off.
So I'm just letting you know he and I right now confused because we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
we thought that's where you.
They still got a foundation right now. They just don't have a foundation to go to the playoffs. They have a foundation. They have the guys here. If they go out there and if the Cowboys play to the best of their abilities, they easily can win out. Okay, they showed the offense paralysis. They've shown the defensive capability.
We need you to come back into 2025 right now with us. That's what we
okay.
All right. 2025. We ain't in 2026.
Okay. And I'm here.
It's about what's happening as far as the hopium, all right? And when we talk about the hopium, it's the hopium that Jerry Jones still has, like, about, the Eagles lost? They giving us a chance.
Right. That's how the show started. We talked about the Philly last night. Right. That's we in 2025.
And all that is still doable. It's not. It ain't just out there, but
it's my fault. I didn't set it up properly.
Maybe because, like I said, I'm still going to say they have a foundation. Because with those 4 games, who do they have on there right now?
You got Minnesota this week.
That you bashed J.J. McCarthy before. Let's school last week.
That's right.
Everybody, look, you see how hard AD laughed right there?
I was laughing.
It's like, okay.
Because you was on him so tough.
You got the fight.
You was on him.
Riding him.
You
got him snug like a magnum on you. So you got that. They got the Chargers. Then they go to Washington on Christmas Day. They end the season against the Giants. So, all right, we're going to take a break. We're going to try and get Trey into 2025. That's what Dorsett and I. So we make sure we're not in the 26 yet. We got time. We got time to get to 26. We're going to stay right here at 25, okay? We'll do that next. Jerry Jones had thoughts on George Pickens on this radio show. Let's dive into what the owner had to say about We're right back.
I missed it.
Life is a workout, and Smoothie King is here to help you power through. Whether you're maxing out overhead presses, pushing through chest flies, or being the hero your golden retriever needs to carry them over that scary bridge, Smoothie King has the fuel to help you go all out. Build muscle and boost your recovery with 45 grams of protein, 0 grams of added sugar, and delicious customizable ingredients in the Gladiator Smoothie. Available in chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Only at Smoothie King.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Celebrate the season at Cowboys Christmas Extravaganza, powered by Reliant at the Star in Frisco. Join us every Friday through Saturday night from now through December 20th for an electrifying holiday performance. For details, visit thestardistrict.com.
Okay. You said name it. We were talking about culture shifts, okay? Culture shifts. Trace culture shift definition is a little bit different than where Dorsett and I are thinking. I mentioned New England during the break. Okay, here they are. New England, first place team right now, 11-2 under Mike Vrabel. You said name someone else. Okay. How about the Chicago Bears, 9-4? They run off Matt Eberflus. Here they are, 9-14, beat the Cowboys, oblivious up there this year. That's your second one. How about that?
Mm-hmm. So with the Bears, they didn't start building their culture the year before. Even though Eberflus was there, they didn't start getting those key component or pieces there.
Bro, let me tell you what they did. Did you forget that Thanksgiving Day game when Matt,
I don't forget that, but I mean,
Eberflus was terrible. They were remember the Washington game when they got the dude from the Bears running around, lit the stands.
They got the personnel in
there. That was
a
whole shift.
But no, that's building. That's proving my point of starting the foundation of a culture change. That culture started to shift when you brought the personnel in there. And what was the last thing that made it go over the edge? A head coach. Right now, you started the shift. You had your head coach coming in here, bringing the energy. Now you're starting to get him the players.
Hey,
the stuff is building.
What, they had Caleb Williams last year?
I don't know Chicago's conference that well, and I don't think that they had an opportunity to have a window open like the Cowboys still do in their conference last year. And I don't think that they had a chance to actually take it into their own hands. I believe that their record was, did they win 4 games last year of that?
It was a bad year for Chicago.
Oh, okay, so we're talking about a team that has an opportunity to take it by the horns themselves and create their own destiny if they play properly in the games that they have a chance to. Chicago didn't have this chance last year. There wasn't a speckle of hope for them to get into the playoffs after they're 6-6 or whatever the Cowboys are right now.
They fired the coach in November. They fired him. They took it out the building. They decided, man, we're pulling the plug on this thing. He's got to go. And they bring in Ben Johnson from Detroit, and it's a whole different outfit, man. The defense that all these Bear fans are complaining about, they're playing at a whole different level. Caleb Williams, who is struggling, is out here having a very good season.
So
there was a shift, and it was clear that it happened. The same thing with New England, struggling under Mayo.
Man.
They get Vrabel out here. They're challenging for the number 1 seed.
Same situation.
We seen that shift happen with Brian Schottenheimer and the Cowboys? Are you telling me that because that to me that's a culture shift. That's a culture shift in my mind. You telling me we're seeing that from Schotty in the Cowboys right now?
When I said I didn't say the culture has shifted completely. I said the foundation is there. You cannot say that this is nothing's there. There's no foundation. If there's no foundation, that means you have no roster. That means you have no player. That means that you have a bad environment and just a bad team overall. You have a Cleveland Browns situation going on. You do not have
define foundation.
A foundation. You have a quarterback. One, that can anything's possible with Dak. Another foundation, you have a good head coach, Shoddy, who's proven that, hey, running the offensive scheme, you had the number 1 offense for a long period of time. That's a foundation piece. Guess what? You got 3 techniques in there right now that you have locked up as far as Osa, Kenny Clark, and Quinn Williams that are franchise player. That is foundation. You have your defensive coordinator that is here that has proven to you that when he has gotten certain pieces there, he can run things schematically that he wants. He doesn't have the corners that he want here. He doesn't have the players all that bought here that is there, but he does have certain pieces that can build there.
Okay, and some of these pieces who were here won 12 games 2 years ago under Mike McCarthy. They were a playoff team.
Different schemes
and Shoddy
and all
was
that.
Here with that.
And Shoddy wasn't at the helms of that. Did he have as much power as far as the play calling abilities and doing all that stuff?
He did.
Picking the personnel.
But you can't sit around here and say the offense was bad under Mike McCarthy. I mean, Dak Prescott finished second in the MVP just a couple years ago. Yeah. So we're seeing that they've had talent and they've had good years offensively. Has Brian Schottenheimer made it a better offensive scheme by running the ball? I would agree with him there.
And that's building.
But
that's building. That's all I said. I didn't say everything was changing. Because when that culture shift changed, you are right. Like you said off air, that's when you go to the championships. That's when you actually start seeing you in the playoffs and you can say, hey, the culture has shifted. But there is something that being on that sideline when you sit there and say, hey, we're not the same. The culture shifted when Dak Prescott had in the press conference, he said, hey, man, we haven't been getting what we've been getting. When I looked over there and seen Quentin Williams telling them we can go win this game and we can fight, that sparked a fire in me that made me go talk to the office and we had a comeback. That is somebody initiating the culture shift. So it's starting to change. Your foundation
Dak
is there.
has always been the guy to say the right thing.
Not necessarily.
I'll give him that. You know what I mean?
When did he say the wrong thing?
It's not that he said the wrong things, but Dak has been a guy that'll let you know, like, hey, I'm going to say the right things, but then he'll be like, that ain't it. Or eventually we got to start calling a spade, is he not?
I just want to know when he said something that was wrong.
I'm saying not say something.
I don't have any issues with Dak Prescott's leadership.
I don't have any issues with his leadership, but I think he's done a good job of calling players out or saying certain things that you can't have or not going to tolerate.
I think Dak has gone the Troy Aikman route of making sure he doesn't put anyone on blast and he's not giving anyone bulletin board material, and even in the face of like the defense not playing up to par, him coming out and saying, I believe in these guys and I got to do more. I mean, I think to me, Dak is on a whole different level of not even having this guy does it all right. Like,
and that's all I'm saying when you say foundation.
But when you said that, you just said not. I'm just trying to tell you, what did he say that wasn't right?
Yeah. So I said he said that there's no foundation and it's not here. He said there's nothing. He said these are the same Cowboys.
But you brought up Dak and a way
and
where
I told him, and I said that did you not say you said the whole point? I said that they have a foundation to combat what you say. You said the culture has not shifted here. I have not seen no change. Have you not?
But I'm staying on Dak Prescott, where you made a comment that made it sound as though Dak Prescott at times or at one point in time was not on board and said something that wasn't in a leadership capacity.
I didn't say that. No, you're moving the needle now.
Okay, then what did you say about that?
The initial, it doesn't even matter what I said about that because you're picking out little bitty stuff.
But
the whole thing. Okay, you're right. So let's scrap that because I'm gonna keep talking to you about what we were talking about. The initial statement. And not being a troll, you said that there was no culture here. Like the culture is not, that's why they can't win these games. And I said, I beg to differ. I see the culture starting to shift. And you said shift. What do you mean by shift? I said they have a foundation. You said, what foundation do they have? I said they've shown you things that are different as far as the coach, as far as the quarterback, and the players that they brought in. I don't think they're going to win this year. Next year, I think they actually do have a possibility. Just like he said in the group text, they going to be something next year once they get some DBs. It's a foundation here.
Okay. You know what, man? We just going to end it on a foundation. Again, 2026, man. 2026. Where's the Super Bowl at next year? Is L.A., not this year, it's San Fran. Next year, 2026.
We all know they're not going this year.
I know. So all right, man. We got Trey on here. Young Trey Moore. Appreciate you. Anthony Dorsett, thank you. I'm Newy Scruggs. Chris Bean produced this bad boy. We'll do it again tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!